Wife Ruth is from Costa Rica, and this is her first 4th of July as a U.S. citizen. Here's what I got her. Kind of a red, white, and blue wristband kind of thing. And some proud to be an American socks. She's going to love that. I do really like this also. I don't know, is it a scarf or... I'm not sure what it is, but it's the USA flag, so it's good for Ruth's first 4th of July and her first year of citizenship. I do really like this t-shirt, U.S. Citizen 2025. To be honest, I don't even know what the hell this thing is. Is it like a crown that you wear, or I don't know. It says happy 4th of July, so we're good. And there's also this little card. I really like this coffee cup. I hope Ruth will like it. Relax, gringo, I'm legal. And how about a scented candle that says, smells like you're a U.S. citizen? Another cool coffee cup. This mug belongs to an awesome new American citizen. James and Jason Williams, along with Eric Saito, had this beautiful 110-pound bluefin tuna fishing only 20 miles from Point Loma. For as far as the eye could see, they could see bluefin tuna absolutely blowing up on the surface of the ocean. They love the Cali-made spreader bars. That's what they've been catching their fish on. And this 110-pound bluefin tuna was full of squid and anchovy. Got action for the full-day boats out of San Diego today, resulting in the best day of offshore fishing for the full day of boats. The Grande, 40 guys, 39 bluefin tuna, 30-pound fluorocarbon with a fly line bait, a 1.0 or 2.0 circle hook. Worked really well, but 50-pound with a sinker rig and a 6-ounce torpedo sinker. You can also use that for 80 to 120-gram Daiwa Sakana lures. They were red hot. Mission Bell, 24 guys, 35 bluefin, 6 yellowtail. San Diego with 18 bluefin tuna. And private boater James Williams was out 20 miles from Point Loma. He said you could see bluefin tuna for as far as the eye could see.
Yeah, and look, oh, it's a big, don't blow it. Look at the size of that Corbina. Woo! Tackle in the beautiful. This way it might help him a little bit. See that? Fat Ray.
Heck yeah.
Here we go, maybe. On the 50. Under. The whole boat's big. Sand bass. Whoa. Wow. On board the Native Son out of 22nd Street Landing. He's on too right here. Monsters. He's got one right here too. It's gonna be wide open sand bass all over the reel.
Get out of bed and wake up the kids, 'cause you know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Fishing reports up and down the coast. Your Phil Friedman, your coffee-loving host. So much fishing intel, it feels like cheating when you tune into the morning briefing. Inshore, offshore, from the surf, bluefin, yellowtail, pod, surf, perch. They'll tell you where the fish are and what they're eating when you tune into the morning briefing. So give it a like and subscribe. Hit that bell to be notified of all the fishing content coming your way. Friedman Adventures is here to make your fishing day. It's a morning briefing. Morning briefing.
Please don't forget to support the Friedman Adventures family members who make this all possible, like the taxman, Tim Marquez, and your garage door man, Joe Welker, who does a great job and gets rave reviews here at Friedman Adventures. Heating and or air conditioning needs, it's our dear friend John Lopez. And also the Island Spirit, Ventura Sport Fishing. You can't beat it. Chris Isaac and the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, www.longbeachsportfishing.com. Good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. This 6th of July, it's a beautiful Sunday morning here. And man, sport fishing can't get any more crazy as those bluefin tuna have pushed to within 20 miles of Point Loma. Some fish caught even closer than that. Some great fishing in Mexico down there at Cedros Island. Tyler Tanaka, a great Freeman Adventures family member, along with Reggie Wynn and several others, caught sea bass and yellows. We'll tell you all about that. San Quintin's biting. Also great fishing down in La Paz and Ensenada. Bluefin tuna, a reality. Our local bass bite. Nick Ramirez was out on the native sun twilight fishing last night and had spectacular fishing. There's some big yellows and sea bass at some of our local islands, and the White Seabass bite in the Channel Islands has been absolutely spectacular. You know what time it is. It is time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, I got to do one more of those. I really do. I beg your indulgence. Oh, is that good? Thank you so much. And thanks to all the great folks who showed up last night, or yesterday, I should say, yesterday morning here on the beach. It was fantastic. What a great gathering. Once again, fishing was kind of scratchy. We had a couple of short halibut at Corbina, a bat ray. That was a long, fun battle to watch that whole thing unfold. But overall, it was slow. But we had the time of our lives because of the great people who showed up. There were so many wonderful people. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out. Let's give it a Tootsie report here. Water feels about like it did yesterday. I want to say, in the 60s, 61, 62 degrees, something like that. But some really great people showed up here yesterday, and it was really great to have you with us. If you don't mind, hit that like button, share these videos everywhere. Make sure you subscribe to the Freeman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that rotten, filthy, disgusting, smelly, awful, despicable, deplorable little bell. I don't know why I've got it in for that bell so much this morning. And you'll be notified when there's new content. And also, don't forget, we're over there on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Over 2 million views on Facebook alone the past 28 days. Millions and millions of views this month. It's been spectacular, and I owe that all to you. All right, let's jump into it. Let's go down to Cedros Island with Cedros Sport Fishing, where they had a really great day yesterday. Tyler Tanaka, who's a regular here on Freeman Adventures, Reggie Wynn, and several other anglers. Tyler with a huge yellowtail, a huge white sea bass. They had pretty darn good yellow action down there as Cedros is coming to life on the yellowtail more and more as we go along. It has been a down year, and by that I mean it hasn't been wide open yellowtail. It's been a little bit down, but they've had such great halibut fishing and white sea bass fishing and calico bass fishing. It's filled in beautifully. Nice to see Tyler having a great trip down there. Also, we have been watching the situation at San Quintin, which is only 140 miles below the border. Great drive down there. Fish tacos, Baja hospitality on the drive, and some great and beautiful views of the Eastern Pacific that you're really going to enjoy. Anyway, down there in San Quintin, outside of there, there is some really good bluefin tuna fishing in closer to the beach. Great yellowtail action again yesterday. The yellow bite in San Quintin's been off the hook. There's been some halibut down there and occasional white sea bass. Also really great calico bass fishing, but most of those guys out of San Quintin are focused on the yellows, and they are nibbling for them. I mentioned La Paz on the lead-in. Great bill fishing and a mix of billfish. There's been some blue marlin, some striped marlin, sailfish, tons of dorado now. Really good, similar kind of situation down in Cabo San Lucas. So Mexico Lindo is biting, but much closer to home. Only 60 miles, 70 miles below the border in the beautiful coastal town of Ensenada. It's about time, man. They're on that bluefin big time right now.
many of the operators, if not all, are offshore catching bluefin tuna. They get them on the troll, but you can also get them by throwing a small, shiny jig, a Daiwa Sakana, Colt Sniper. That's a great way to get a bite on this BFT. There's a lot of 20 to 40 pound fish in there right now, but there are fish roaming around that will exceed 100 pounds. It has been great. Carlos Cortez Sport Fishing at Popola, just about a 15-minute drive south of Rosarito Beach, has been smearing the bluefin tuna here recently. He's been doing really, really well. There's a little bit of kelp patty yellowtail around also, so you got a shot at that. But great to see them adding to what already had come together and was really providing some great action in Ensenada. By that, I mean they've got barracuda, they've got some yellows on the local scene, they've got good calico and sand bass fishing. It really has come together, and if you want to top off with those great eating, colorful rockfish, you can always do that also. It has been absolutely spectacular in Ensenada lately. I'm loving what we are seeing down there in that neck of the woods. Let's bring it up. We'll talk islands, and then we're going to get into our bluefin tuna bite. Coronado Islands in Mexican waters, by the way, very close to San Diego. A few yellows there. There's been good calico bass fishing, plenty of rockfish, and some barracuda flurries. Man, the yellow bite just has not taken off. But there's local bluefin, as I mentioned on the lead-in just a second ago. Hang on, because many of the full-day boats are offshore catching bluefin. They had their biggest day yesterday. Up here at San Clemente Island, we continue to see some halibut and white sea bass and yellowtail. Dropper looping on the backside of Clemente has been pretty darn good, let me tell you. That is really showing great signs of life. On the weekends, it gets a lot of boat pressure, so it's tough to make a catch, but some guys have been able to pull that off. We've seen the Amigo yesterday with 5 halibut and a white sea bass. Nothing wrong with that. Jolene Thompson is going to jump on a trip if they get enough people here this week coming up. I think it's Monday night she's leaving, Monday or Tuesday night. I believe it's Monday night. Call 22nd Street Landing, and I'll put the date in there for you all right now so you can see it down below. Once again, she's trying to go, and she is a great person and a great angler. You would have a lot of fun with her. As we move you up to Catalina Island, many boats are fishing that. The Pursuit out of 22nd Street Landing yesterday had 1 yellowtail, a lot of blue perch, decent calico bass fishing. The El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing was there yesterday with Scott Buchert and Anthony, our very own Anthony, as the deckhands on board. Man, what a pair to draw to. Scott now has taken off for San Diego. In fact, he's decking on the Grande this morning. Scott took off after he worked a full day on the El Patron, got on a train, went to San Diego. He's out on the Grande right now. Anyway, a lot of blue perch. They caught some calico bass, saw some yellowtail. It's a situation where it's kind of a good variety of fish, but once again, not huge numbers. More perch, I think, than anything yesterday for the boys on the El Patron. www.longbeachsportfishing.org if you'd like to get on the El Patron. We go to the Channel Islands where the sea bass bite is absolutely phenomenal right now. It's off the hook fishing. I don't know how it can get any better. On board the Mirage. Well, let me tell you first of all that sadly, a guy that used to go on this very trip that I'm about to tell you about, Sammy Menchaca, Sammy sadly passed away. So the guys that were going to go on this trip dedicated this trip to Sammy, and it was a great one. Sammy's got to be smiling down from above. 23 halibut on the Mirage, 89 white sea bass. Tremendous endeavor. Ventura Sport Fishing limits for 2 days on their great and fantastic 2-day trip on the Endeavor out of Ventura Sport Fishing. Wide open. Remember, white sea bass limits now 3 per angler. The Gray Light over the past 5 days, they've had 65 white sea bass yesterday with 13 white sea bass. It is on. There's halibut mixed in with it. Fantastic fishing. A lot of dropper loop fishing going on up there in that neck of the woods with a live squid or a fresh dead squid. Some guys take an iron and bounce it off the bottom in some of these wide open bites. Other guys fishing the white flukes. It's been absolutely fantastic. Let's get in to our bluefin tuna fishing, and it has been spectacular. The Independence with Kevin Kwan and the guys had a fantastic trip yesterday from Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California. During the daytime, they scratched out a bunch of bluefin tuna. I think they finished up their 3-day trip with over 100 mixed yellowtail and bluefin tuna. I ask you, how can it get much better than that? We've seen some tremendous scores here recently. The Aztec, they not only had 41 bluefin tuna on their 2.5-day trip, but 2 yellowfin tuna. Is that a view of things to come, perhaps? Maybe we're going to start to get some warm water stuff in here with some more and more yellowfin tuna. That was good. Polaris Supreme, 4-day trip, up over 100 bluefin tuna. It has been fantastic. And as I mentioned to you, guys like Carlos Cortez catching bluefin tuna down below the border, and that is very close to San Diego. It's really looking good right now. I'm loving what we're seeing. All right, full day boats out of San Diego. Some of these guys as close as 20 miles to the point. We know that because James Williams, a great Freeman Adventures family member, James and Jason Williams, out with Eric Sido fishing 20 miles from Point Loma with that beautiful 110-pound bluefin tuna yesterday. But it's what James told me. He told me that as far as the eye could see, all you could see is foaming bluefin tuna, some of them coming out of the water. An incredible show. Really excellent stuff going on close to home. The Grande yesterday with a nice hit on the bluefin tuna. 40 guys, 39 on the bluefin tuna. It's pretty darn good, I'll tell you that right now. Also the Mission Belle, 24 guys, 35 bluefin tuna and 6 yellowtail. The San Diego out of Seaforth, 18 bluefin tuna. Seeing tons of fish. And I think once we get away from the weekend boat pressure, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I would be booking with those guys for sure. It's really looking excellent. The nighttime bite has been best of all. We're at the full moon here. July the 8th, we're going to have a grunion run along these very beaches, so we're going to keep our eyes on that. You know, in the past, we've seen this full moon shut this bite down. But in the past, it was already kind of going down the drain. And right now, we're seeing some pretty darn, some awesome fishing on the bluefin tuna. It's been absolutely spectacular. I love the fact that it's so close to home so that guys like James Williams on his boat, the Shank, can come up with so many great catches. A lot of run and gun fishing for the Grande and those boys yesterday that were fishing that local area, and hopefully it'll be more of that. That is exciting fishing. If you're going to fly line, 30 to 40 pound fluorocarbon, a 1.0 or 2.0 circle hook, a really good hot bait, makes all the difference in the world. Sinker rig fishing, 50 to 60 pound is what you want to fish. When you're doing that, you'll need a 6 or 8 ounce torpedo sinker. Some guys even getting away with a 4-ounce torpedo sinker, so you can bring all of those along with you. And we have also seen mostly fish in the, I want to say 20 to 30, 40 pound class, but there's some 100-pounders that are lurking around, so you've got to be prepared for that. Really good signal out of San Diego. Even the local guys are getting them. Scott Buchert on the Grande this morning. Scott, do a good job as you always do. Hard-working kid, and he'll be out there doing his thing, so I'm liking what we're seeing. And we're seeing daytime fish, and we're seeing nighttime fish. There's also been a fair share of fish caught on those smaller, shinier jigs. Now I'm talking about a jig in the 80 to 120 gram range, like a Daiwa Sakana Colt Sniper. You want to fish 60 pound when you see that. You're going to roll up on a foam or a fish and toss that in there. Sometimes you'll get bit on the sink, and other times you'll get bit on the wine. Who's this? Look at this, man. For the morning briefing. Hey, good morning, my friend. All right, so we have all kinds of visitors here. Even a dog is interested in the morning briefing today. Dog threw me off my game. I wanted to mention that Jeff Lingle had tremendous fishing on his 3.5-day trip. He runs a yacht. He fished down there around San Martin Island. He hit several other areas. Man, what a trip. 16 bluefin tuna, 14 yellowtail, a couple of white sea bass, and 3 halibut. And Jeff makes the point that there are literally fish from up there near San Nicolas Island to all the way down to San Martin Island. In between, there's
there's a lot of fish, and even below that, the spread of fish is absolutely spectacular. And again, our friend Jeff Lingle with a huge trip.
So great stuff on the Bluefin Tuna, no question about it. Let's talk about our local bass fishing in here, because it's more hit and miss than there has been. There's no doubt about it. There's still some really great scores, as evidenced by Nick Ramirez. You saw Nick. He narrated beautifully that bite on the Native Son twilight fishing. The Native Son out of 22nd Street Landings had a spectacular several weeks on this local bass fishing. It has been as good as you could possibly want it. Really great fishing going on, and it was a nice bite last night. Down in San Diego, we see some kind of hit and miss calico and sand bass fishing. A few of the guys had really good fishing. Other guys just couldn't get it to go. We've had an influx of cooler water along the coast, and in some areas it's had an adverse effect on the bite. No doubt about that. We are watching also the situation as we move up around Dana Wharf and out of areas like Newport Beach. Hit and miss on the fish. Same thing here as we take a look at Long Beach, San Pedro. In fact, the Monte Carlo in the morning had all sculpin, a few sand bass, and then in the afternoon had pretty good sand bass fishing. The Native Son's been doing well. As we have mentioned to you, they've had really excellent fishing on the sand bass. It has been drop or loop. That's a great way to get it done with a really good hot bait. And if it is a little scratchy, as it has been here recently, then you're going to want to drop that fluorocarbon down to about 15 pound, 20 pound. That will work really well for you. No doubt about that. So drop it down, choose a really good hot bait, and you should be able to come up with some sand bass. This water presumably is going to warm up again. It's starting to a little bit as we speak. So once that happens, those fish will get back on the bite. Many times in many years, that first wave of migratory fish, when it gets in here, is when it bites best of all. And we definitely saw that this year. It was lights out bass fishing for everybody out here. Up there in the Channel Islands, we are seeing some pretty good fishing going on. Also, we've seen some decent fishing on the sand bass up there in the Channel Islands also. So that's pretty good, but it's a little hit and miss, as I have been telling you. Hey, I want to go up north and just mention to you that Avila Beach and Morro Bay, we've seen some outstanding fishing up there on the rockfish. That's continuing. Monterey, they've had great rock fishing up there. A lot of lings in San Francisco. Offshore, you get the lings and the rockfish. Super great fishing. And the guys that are staying closer to home and inside the bay there are catching halibut and striped bass. That's slacked off a little bit, but it's still darn good fishing. I've had a great year out of San Francisco. That's been really, really good. All right, in the Southern California surf, don't forget about big fish, bait and tackle on the beautiful city, or in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. They're right there on the corner of PCH and Pacific and Seal Beach Boulevard. Right down there is where you'll get all the bait and tackle you'll need for a successful day's outing here in the Southern California surf. Yesterday, a little bit slow, quite slow, actually, for our event down here. And man, the conditions couldn't have been any nicer. No wind, beautiful sea like this, but it just didn't bite all that well. Mackie had a halibut and a barred perch, so way to go, Mackie. I know Jody had a handful of barred perch. Woody had that big corbina. That was good to see, and a great kid by the name of Michael. It was so nice to meet you, Michael, along with everybody else. He had a short halibut. Also good to see that, and we got tied up in an awesome bat ray battle for about 10 minutes with a really great guy. On audio, came out and fished with his wife and son. It was really beautiful because after he caught and released that bat ray, he was walking up, and I watched his son come out and give his dad a big hug. He was so proud of him, and that was a beautiful thing to see. And of course, Lucky and Doug Tilk and so many others, Isaac Parcells and Ethan and Michael Limon. Man, I don't want to leave anybody out, but it was a spectacular day in terms of the socializing and the great people who make up the Freeman Adventures family. Mackie said he's caught a few halibut up there around 72nd Street here recently, fishing the surf up there in Long Beach and the Santa Monica Bay. As we mentioned, around the Hermosa and Manhattan Beach Pier, there's been some corbina there right on the high tide. So that window, 2 hours before the high tide until 2 hours after the high tide remains a good time to be out fishing. 2 live shows for you tomorrow. That's right. We've got 2 Danny Cadota show, 4 o'clock from 22nd Street Landing. And then, of course, Sam De La Torre and Island Fishing Tackle with Tackle Shop Confessions at 6 o'clock, when we'll get you geared up for all this great Southern California fishing. And it really has been fantastic. All right, my friends, what can I tell you? There's some great stuff going on from beautiful Mexico to Southern California up to San Francisco. We are truly blessed with this great and beautiful resource. It is a blessing for sure. Take care, and I hope to see you really, really soon.